Welcome to First Class Entertainment YouTube channel. In this video we will talk about top 10 Pablo Escobar facts you didn't know. So before starting this video, like this video and subscribe to First Class Entertainment YouTube channel for future updates. The Medelln Cartel was founded and led by Pablo Emilio Escobar Gaviria, a Colombian drug lord and narco-terrorist. Escobar, dubbed the King of Cocaine, is the wealthiest criminal in history, with an estimated net worth of $30 billion at the time of his death, equivalent to $64 billion in 2021, during the 1980s and early 1990s, when his drug cartel monopolized the cocaine trade into the United States. Escobar, who was born in Rionegro and raised in Medelln, attended the Universidad Autónoma Latinoamericana of Medelln for a semester but dropped out. Instead, he turned to criminal activities, selling illegal cigarettes and bogus lottery tickets, as well as stealing cars. He began working with numerous drug smugglers in the early 1970s, often kidnapping and holding people for ransom. Here are 10 facts about him. Number 10. Escobar launched the Medelln Cartel, which supplied powder cocaine and the first smuggling routes into the United States, in 1976. Escobar's entry into the United States sparked a surge in cocaine demand, and by the 1980s, it was estimated that Escobar was bringing in 70 to 80 tons of cocaine per month from Colombia. As a result, he swiftly became one of the world's wealthiest persons, but he was continuously at odds with competing cartels both at home and abroad, resulting in massacres and the assassinations of police officers, judges, townspeople, and major politicians, making Colombia the world's murder capital. Number 9. Escobar was elected as an alternate member of the Colombian Chamber of Representatives as part of the liberal alternative movement in the 1982 legislative election. He was in charge of community projects such as the construction of houses and football fields as a result of this, gaining him recognition among the residents of the places he visited. The Colombian and U.S. governments, on the other hand, reviled Escobar and habitually hindered his political ambitions and campaigned for his arrest, with Escobar largely suspected of masterminding the DAS building and Avianca Flight 203 bombings in retribution. Number 8. Escobar surrendered to authorities in 1991 and was sentenced to 5 years in prison on a variety of crimes. But he negotiated a deal with Colombian President Cesar Gaviria to avoid extradition in exchange for the option to be imprisoned in his own, self-built prison, La Catedral. When officials attempted to transfer Escobar to a more normal holding facility in 1992, he escaped and went into hiding, sparking a nationwide manhunt. As a result, the Medelln Cartel fell apart, and Escobar was slain by Colombian National Police in his hometown on his 44th birthday in 1993. While many condemn Escobar's misdeeds, he was viewed as a Robin Hood-like character by many in Colombia, as he gave numerous services to the needy. His death was lamented, and nearly 25,000 people attended his funeral. Hacienda Nápoles, his private estate, has also been converted into a theme park. His life has also been used as inspiration for or portrayed in a variety of media, including film, television, and music. Number 7. Pablo Emilio Escobar Gaviria was born in Rionegro, Colombia's Antioquia department, on December 1, 1949. He was the third of 7 children born to farmer Abel de Gestari Escobar Echeverri, 1910–2001, and his elementary school teacher wife Hermilda de los Dolores Gaviria Barro, d. 2006. Escobar, who was raised in the nearby city of Medelln, is said to have started his criminal career as a teenager by stealing gravestones and sanding them down for selling to local smugglers. Roberto Escobar, his brother, rejects this, alleging instead that the gravestones were obtained from cemetery owners whose clients had ceased paying for site maintenance and that he had a relative who worked in the monuments industry. Sebastián Mero, Escobar's son, believes that his father's criminal career began with a profitable business of selling counterfeit high school degrees, primarily those issued by Medelln's Universidad Autónoma Latinoamericana. Escobar attended university for a short time but dropped out without receiving a diploma. Number 6. Escobar subsequently became involved in a variety of illegal operations with Oscar Benalaguirre, including petty street scams, the sale of contraband cigarettes, the fabrication of lottery tickets, and the theft of automobiles. Prior to getting into the drug business, Escobar worked as a robber and bodyguard in the early 1970s, purportedly earning $100,000 by kidnapping and holding a Medelln executive for ransom. Escobar began working for Alvaro Prieto, a Medellin-based contraband smuggler, in order to realize a childhood aspiration of having $1 million by the age of 22. When he turned 26, he was known to have a bank deposit of $100 million, more than $3 million US. Number 5. Roberto Escobar recounts how Pablo went from middle-class anonymity to become one of the world's wealthiest men in his book The Accountant's Story. Pablo began expanding his cocaine operation in 1975, flying out planes multiple times along smuggling routes into the United States, mostly between Colombia and Panama. According to his son, a close friend of Pablo's died during the landing of a flight, along with the plane being destroyed, when he afterwards bought 15 larger planes, including a Learjet and 6 helicopters. Pablo reassembled the plane from the remaining junk parts and hung it above the gate to his ranch, Hacienda Nápoles. Number 4. Escobar and many of his men were caught in May 1976. While attempting to return to Medellin with a huge shipment from Ecuador, they were found in possession of 18 kilos, 39 pounds, of white paste. Pablo attempted, but failed, to bribe the Medellin judges who were putting together a case against him. He ordered the assassination of the 2 arresting officers after months of legal wrangling, and the matter was later abandoned. This is when Pablo began his pattern of dealing with the government through bribery or murder, according to Roberto Escobar. Number 3. Escobar organized more smuggling shipments, routes, and distribution networks in South Florida, California, Puerto Rico, and other parts of the country as the demand for cocaine surged dramatically in the United States. He collaborated with cartel co-founder Carlos Leder to establish a new transshipment hub in the Bahamas, on Norman's Key, a small island about 350 kilometers, 220 miles, southeast of the Florida coast. According to his brother, Escobar did not buy Norman's Key, instead, it was Leder's solo enterprise. Escobar and Robert Vesco bought the majority of the island's territory, including a 1-kilometer, 3,300-foot, runway, a harbor, a hotel, residences, boats, and aircraft, and erected a refrigerated storage to store the cocaine. The Medellin Cartel used this as a primary smuggling route from 1978 until 1982. Escobar was quickly able to purchase 20 square kilometers, 7.7 square miles, of land in Antioquia for many $million, on which he erected the Hacienda Nápoles, because to the immense revenues generated by this route. For his family and the cartel, he built a luxurious residence with a zoo, a lake, a sculpture garden, a private bull ring, and other amenities. Number 2. Escobar married 15-year-old Maria Victoria Henao in March 1976. When he was 26 years old, the Henao family opposed the union since Escobar was socially inferior, so the couple eloped. Juan Pablo, now Sebastián Mero, and Manuela were their children. Virginia Vallejo's memoir Amando a Pablo, Odiando a Escobar, Loving Pablo, Hating Escobar / was published in 2007, and it details her intimate relationship with Escobar as well as her lover's ties to various presidents, Caribbean dictators, and high-profile politicians. Loving Pablo was based on her book, 2017 / Griselda Blanco, a drug distributor, is also said to have had a secret but intense relationship with Escobar. Multiple entries in her journal associate him with the nicknames Coke de Mireille, My Coke King / and Coke de Mireille / White Cock /. Number 1. Pablo Escobar died in a gunfight on December 2, 1993. 16 months after his escape from La Catedral, after another effort to dodge the search block. Using radio trilateration equipment, a Colombian electronic surveillance squad led by Brigadier Hugo Martins tracked his mobile phone signals and discovered him hiding in Los Olivos, a middle-class neighborhood in Medellin. The search block of 8 men stormed the residence, blowing the door open and following Escobar as he fled to the roof, where he was caught in a firefight with his bodyguard, Alvaro de Jesús Agudelo, alias El Limón. The 2 fugitives attempted to flee by running across the roofs of neighboring buildings to reach a back street, but Colombian National Police shot and killed them both. Escobar was wounded in the leg and body, as well as in the ear, where he died. It has never been determined who fired the fatal shot into his ear, or if it was fired during the gunfight or as part of a probable execution, and there is still a lot of conjecture on the matter. Some of Escobar's family members believe he killed himself. Roberto Escobar and Fernando Sanchez Arellano, his 2 brothers, believe he shot himself in the ear. The couple said in a statement about the situation that Pablo he did not die because he committed suicide. Throughout the years that they pursued him, he told me every day that if he was truly cornered with no way out, he would shoot himself through the air. What do you think of this video? Do let us know in the comments section below. If you enjoyed this video and want to hear from us again, be sure to hit that subscribe button before you go.